Hello, I'm Jamie.
Hello, I'm Mark, and it's time for another episode of Through the Garden Gate.
It's Tuesday night. It's gone 7:30. It's time for another episode of
Through the Garden Gate.
Oh, we can go that way. And this week we're live from my potting shed. How are we all? Are we having a good week? We had a good weekend. How many seeds have you sown? Probably millions.
Newcastle.
Let's get Jamie in.
Hello, Jamie. 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 Hello.
Hi.
Nah.
You just got to remember, this is all about gardening, all right? We ain't got to talk about anything else.
Newcastle.
So anyone that doesn't know, Jamie supports Liverpool, me and George support Newcastle, and
And
Newcastle
Newcastle
won
won.
the cup at the weekend.
Yeah. Yeah. Jamie, it was just bad luck for Liverpool. We played really well.
For a change.
Come on, you've got to let us have it once in 70 years. In
No. Oh, no, you can have that. Yeah.
Me and my dad were excited.
We've got bigger and better things to be chasing. Well, we're not even chasing.
We can never ever beat them.
Dash, enough.
That's not.
Hey, what you... Get out. If he comes in here and starts shouting stuff like that, get out.
George, you're banned from the podcast.
I'm out. What about Shay in there?
Shay, what's Shay saying? Come on, Newcastle. Hey!
He's a gooner. What's he on about?
Newcastle.
That's from an Arsenal fan as well. And we beat them in the round before. No,
Right, football done, is it?
that's football done. We've covered
It's
that.
gone. Right, this week, George, I need something from you.
What do you need from him?
Fact. We haven't had one for months.
We forgot again.
How about a... We'll make something up on the spot. Next time.
Next time. Right, George, it's up to you to pressurise Dad into doing it or Google it yourself, right?
I'll pop his head off.
That's your challenge.
I don't want to be able to.
Yeah, next time you're on. A good fact for us all that we don't know. Something that we probably go, oh, wow, we didn't know that.
Yeah, that'd be good.
Where are you anyway?
Right, enough.
Bye.
Go to bed. See you in the morning.
See you, George.
Abuse me. Get out of my potting shed.
Newcastle.
Don't leave it open because I'm going to throw this for the dog.
Where are you sitting?
In my potting shed.
Very nice. So this is brand new.
With my pot of tea. It's not brand new. It was already a shed, but it was a shed that was literally piled high and you couldn't even get inside it.
Oh, that's the one was full of stuff and then you cleared out a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it was just like a junk shed.
Yeah.
And because it was like an aviary before, it didn't have a wooden floor or anything. It was just gravel.
Oh yeah.
So I've put a proper wooden floor so that I can, if you drop any seed or compost on the floor, you can actually sweep it up rather than it just disappearing off into the gravel.
That's growing.
Yeah.
Lovely. Very posh.
That was my weekend work. I've got all sorts of it. Got all my stuff. Did some sewing in here last night.
Yeah. Is that an actual light or is that your Ryobi light again?
My Ryobi light. It's very useful.
Need to get some power in Right.
I was looking at solar, because you can get like solar panels that you put on the roof, and then there's a light inside. So during the summer, it should be fine, because it's not like I'd use it that much in the winter anyway. So I might go down that route, because unless you're offering to come and put some power in it for me.
Yeah, no problem.
It's only
How
about
far is it from the house?
30 meters. No, it can't be 30 meters. It's not too far. It's not like down the end of my garden.
Yeah.
It's in the first part of the garden.
Uh-huh.
So it's not it's not anywhere near down the bottom where it's a long, long way.
Well, if you want some, I can come and we can do it. It's no problem.
There used to be power in here when it was an aviary, because he had like cameras and all sorts in it. But
All right.
it was via an extension lead. It was just rigged up in here, and I thought that is seriously dodgy.
Sissy's got solar lights in her potting shed.
Are they any good, Sissy? Do they work?
They're a lot better now. I've seen some half decent ones now. They used to be absolutely rubbish, but they're getting a lot better now.
Yeah, I mean, they used to be literally like, you'd turn it on and 30 seconds later it was dark.
Yeah. Unless it's had bright, full midsummer sunshine on it all day type thing.
Yeah, exactly. And the solar panels are quite big now. I mean, I've got that bird feeder thing.
Yeah.
That's got the camera in it, and that's completely solar powered. I'd never have to charge it or anything.
Don't you? I always wondered about them, that whether you have to take them down or not. I'm going to get one for my father-in-law's birthday, I think.
Yeah, they do work, and they're really good because they're all Wi-Fi, so you don't even have to take the memory card out. You can it's like a security camera.
Yeah.
I could log into it now on my phone, and if there's any movement.
Yeah, definitely going to get one of them. So we did have a guest lined up, but unfortunately they couldn't come. So it's just us two chatting garden shit.
So we haven't had a chat for a while.
We haven't had a chat for a while. No, not without having to rush off because we've got a guest waiting.
Yeah.
I've sown my tomatoes.
I still have not sown my tomatoes other than my micro tomatoes.
I've done my micro tomatoes a few weeks ago, and they're now potted on. And because of obviously space, they are now in a cold frame in the greenhouse with fleece over the top. So they should be right. Might slow them down a little bit, but they should be right. And I sowed all my tomatoes. What day we say? Tuesday, Sunday.
Any germination yet?
No.
See, some of my micro tomatoes that I sowed whenever that was, probably 4 weeks ago, I potted on all of the ones that had germinated because they'd got their true leaves on.
Yeah. Snap.
But I had one variety and one of the others that I'd already potted on that hadn't germinated. So I was like, I'm near enough giving up on them. But over the weekend, they've sprouted.
Oh, have they?
Taken 4 weeks to germinate.
Hey, what variety were they?
One was Awesome, I think. That neither of them germinated, and now they have. And the other one, I think, was Little Heartbreaker. But but that one, I had one that germinated. But they're both from Nile. No, not Nile.
Lance.
The guy named Lance. That's it.
Yeah, so I got all mine from Lance, 6 different varieties, and one of them I sowed twice from the same pack, obviously, but I done the first ones, nothing. Everything else came up within a week. So I re-sowed them, and again, nothing. There's still nothing coming up. But they're the ones called, Joloculus or something.
Okay.
Yeah. The little, miniature ones, but nothing. But he said he'd send me some more. I said, don't worry about it. It's fine. I got 5 more. But if you said that they might just pop up, if yours have, I might keep watering them.
Yeah, don't give up on them, because I mean, I near enough had, and 4 weeks later, there they are. Yeah. It's weird that they've just sat there for 4 weeks, and then
That's a long time for tomatoes,
it
isn't it?
is. I mean, usually they say germination is like 14 days, don't
7
they?
to 14 days, really. Yeah. And what temperature you got yours? Are they just on a windowsill or
Mine's
something?
just on a heated propagator with no sort of temperature. It's just on all the time, so it's got bottom heat constantly.
Oh, right, okay. That must be getting quite hot then.
Yeah, it does get quite hot, I think, but it's just on a seed tray type thing.
Because I bought some heated mats with a thermostatic control, and that will let them get right up to about 30 if I wanted to.
And he said, I
Evening,
sowed
Joe.
50 varieties on Sunday. Is that 50 different varieties of seeds, or is that 50 varieties of tomatoes? Because that's a lot of tomatoes if it's.
If she sowed 50 varieties of tomatoes, she's beaten me.
And to be honest, I think it's probably just different species because I don't think Jenny ain't got a polytunnel or anything like that. Although she's got a allotment, hasn't she? So maybe.
Well, I sowed all mine. I've just literally, you haven't seen it yet, I don't think, but I put my reel up about half an hour ago of my heat mats have been a game changer. Me too. I've had heat mats this first time this year, and they're absolutely brilliant. Especially now I've got this little controller as well. You can plug them all into that, and that with a little thermometer. Poke the thermometer into one of the cells or one of the trays, and it's
Yeah.
absolutely brilliant.
There's my tomatoes.
Joe sowed 4 types of tomatoes. 2 have come up and 2
I
haven't.
think there's more than 4 there.
Yeah. 50
But I
tomato
think
varieties. It was over 50. I thought I was done loads. I've done 30.
that is amazing.
Good God.
Well done, Jenny. I think you have won the tomato game this year.
Well, I had, I think I was 27 last year and 21 the year before that. I had 30 this year. But I've got an excuse because I'm going to be growing for a local restaurant. So
Yeah, you said
I
you.
can sell some of mine.
I think I had 25 last year, something like that.
Yeah.
So I'll probably have a similar number again because I've got quite a lot of seed left from last year anyway.
Mm.
Yeah, you need to get them polytunnels up, Jamie, and then you could have a few more varieties.
I have made up all the, what are they, 10 frames,
Yeah,
10 of the hoopy
yeah.
bits. They're all standing waiting now. And this afternoon, I started taking the first screws out of my greenhouse. It's quite sad when things started dropping out. But
Just like you take one screw out and the whole thing goes.
no, it's really solid. It's really solid. You won't believe the timber and screws that have gone into that. I was up on the roof of that, walking around changing the plastic last year. But yeah, I thought, right, do it because I was humming and hawing. If I actually start doing it, I've got to keep going. Then I can't put it back together. So I made an
You've made
effort
the
and
commit.
started it. I've ripped the side off, so that's it. I've got to keep going now.
Have you made the two sort of end bits of your polytunnels, or have you
Yeah.
just done hoops?
No, I don't, because they're just hoops with the extra bits in the middle, aren't they?
Yeah, so you've done those as well. So all you've got
Done
to do is
those.
put them together now.
Yeah, just put the struts inside. One of them's got the door, so it's just straight down, obviously, and the other one with a window, and it's got two
Yeah.
10s. There's 2 10s, 2 5s, 2 9s.
I remember it well.
Yes, I better do it as a bloody living after this, I think. But the first one took longer than the second one, obviously.
Whilst you were getting used to it.
Yeah, I flew through it today, really easy. When I got a mouthful of bloody fungicide or something from that
That was vile.
sprayer.
That
It
just
was
on your
green. It was
outside
actually
of the lamp.
glowing. Yeah, on the side of mine, there's the bit where my polytunnels have been stored and Teresa has her hay. That's not actually ours. That's the the track up for the farm.
Yeah.
But that's where I was parked and while I was making them, and he came flying up. I don't know, that boom on that tractor must have been
That was a
30 meters, I'd imagine. Massive, great thing, and it's way too windy.
yeah, I was going
I know
to say there was
they're
a
not supposed
massive
to
amount of drift.
spray. They're not supposed to spray when it's a certain wind speed.
Yeah, how much of that was actually going on the field? Because most of it was drifting off into the wind, wasn't it?
Yeah, and I guessing because they prepared the field over the last couple of weeks, and they sowed peas in that on Saturday. So the only thing they would put on there now would be a fungicide, wouldn't it?
Well, it must. Yeah, what else could they spray? It's not going to
There's
be a
nothing else.
fertilizer.
It's not
Because
going to
they've
be a
waited
fertilizer.
until the foliage.
It's not going to be a pesticide because there's nothing there yet.
So
I reckon it's going to be.
it's either going to be a fungicide or a pesticide for anything that's about in the soil, I guess.
Mm.
But
It was gross. It was absolutely gross. And because I had my earbuds in, I didn't hear it, and I could smell it from ages away. And all of a sudden, I went, "Oh my god, what is that?" I turned around and he zoomed past me. So I thought, right, I'm going to go in and have lunch now. Went in, came back, went back out about 20 minutes later, and I could still smell it in the air.
oh, it's vile. It's like when they're doing it at work, because obviously the garden at work is surrounded on 3 sides by fields. So if they're ever spraying in any of those, you can smell it in the garden.
Yeah, absolutely horrendous, and it was vivid green.
It looked toxic.
Yeah.
If I'm honest. Whatever it was
Looks like that stuff that Del Boy put in the rivers, in the ponds that time.
You able
Absolutely
to climb
horrendous.
walls or anything? I've tried climbing, like morphing into some kind of superhero now.
Yes.
That's how it happens.
Oh, I don't know what it was. Awful. Absolutely. I'll be able to find out because obviously I know all the farmers. But this, I think they're contracting it out, so I won't know the actual drivers.
So I was messaging a member of my team just before coming on here, probably about 20 minutes beforehand.
Yeah.
And they said, "Good luck for the podcast tonight. We'll be watching." This is Debbie. If you're watching, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie.
I joked back saying, "Do you want to be a guest? Because we ain't got one."
And she said,
to which she replied saying, "Maybe next time if you give me more than 20 minutes notice." So I said, "I'll hold you to that."
I don't know what's her name called on Instagram.
I don't know. We'll see if she puts a comment on here, but she said she would be watching. So we're holding you to it, Debbie. Next time we'll have you on and you can tell.
Is it the Country Bumpkin 21? Hello, Country Bumpkin 21. Are you Debbie?
Not sure. Maybe. Yeah, it could be.
Maybe. So I messaged you and said we can have a chat, but also should we do a bit of a show and tell?
That's Debbie. Good evening, Debbie.
Hi, Debbie. I expect to follow.
She's already followed you. She already told me last week she'd follow.
All right. Wow. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 things to show you.
I've got a big pile of books. Was up the only thing I thought to grab, and my seeds, obviously, and my potting shed.
Yeah, your potting shed's good. Love the potting shed, and that's what I'm going to have on the edge of where mine is now, my greenhouse. I'm going to make that the potting shed, just about 1.5 meters long, all the way along. So that'll be 6.5 meters long, but 1.5 meters deep.
Nice.
Still up against the wall. With still
greenhouse is now, it'll be like a
plastic roof still on the top.
Yeah.
And I've got some 2 glazed doors, which I'm going to use as a big window across the top of it.
So are you going to be able? So your polytunnels are going right up to it?
Yeah, basically there'll be a little gap like that.
Yeah, but it's going to be more of a shed than a greenhouse.
Yeah.
Or is it going to be?
That'll just be my shed. That'll be for sewing and tools and things. Yeah.
I was going to say, because it'd be a shame not to use that wall because it's lovely, that wall.
I know. Yeah, that's the only thing. I'm going to lose the heat from that wall, which heats my greenhouse up now lovely.
Yeah.
Really does. But I think if I butted the polytunnels right up to it, I wouldn't have a window then.
No, that's the thing. And you wouldn't have any
Yeah.
ventilation. And you need that
No.
window, trust me. When it's
Does that
warm,
open in or out?
out.
Oh shit.
Although, I guess you could do it the other way. Just build it the other way. Just put the hinge on the inside, and then it'd open inward.
Yeah. Then I've got to be careful of what I'm growing at the end. Yeah, I'll have to have a look at that.
Put the hinge on the top. Put the hinge on
We're
the
just
top,
going to.
rather than
Does it open like that? Does it sideways?
it does that. Yeah, mine does.
Yeah, I'll just hook it.
If it's a square, you could just do it. Put the hinge at the top, and then you could have it open like that.
Yeah.
I think it must be a square, or if it's not a square, it's very nearly a square.
I think they are square, very close to a square. Yeah, I'll put the hinges on top, and then I'll have to go out and touch onto the shed.
Well, if you left like that gap,
Yeah,
if you've got a hinge that way,
500 gap.
you can at least get some clearance on it.
Yeah. Oh right. Okay. Let's get onto this. Sissy said my loofahs are looking fairly sad. I guess that's supposed to say. It says fairly sad. So my first show and tell.
Oh, you got your loofahs. I didn't. I was going to bring mine, but I didn't want to bring them outside because they probably get shot.
I know, and that's why I ran from the.
That's not your loofahs. You've got some magic going on. Mine is pathetic. Mine is still about this big, and I sowed mine weeks ago.
Oh, hold on. It's loofah time.
Where have you been growing them?
In
your hot house?
In my hot hut, yeah.
Right, I'll be having a few of those then, please.
Look at these bad boys. Woo-hoo-hoo.
I'll swap you for a miscanthus and some wild garlic.
Yeah, we're in. Yeah,
that hot house is amazing.
It is good. And now with my mats as well, it's just a game changer. I can grow anything in there now. Absolutely anything. And they're all getting true leaves on. These are the potting compost and perlite.
B&Q potting compost.
B&Q potting compost and perlite, yeah. Look at the true leaves coming in there. Look.
Yeah, mine have just not grown. They've got true leaves coming, but they're just tiny.
Look at that.
It's amazing. That's so healthy.
So chuffed with them. So chuffed. But my first lot didn't come up at all. So this is all the same packet.
Yeah.
Seeds. First lot didn't come up at all. Nothing. So then I put some in the airing cupboard on some paper towel.
Yeah.
Instantly, like that, within 2 days, they had a root coming out. But at the same time, I sowed some more. So I think these are the ones for the airing cupboard. These are the ones I sowed at the same time with more heat. I turned the heat up, and now I've got all of them.
So the ones in the airing cupboard got more.
Airing cupboard is the way to do it. I think they would within 2 or 3 days they had a lovely long root come out.
I ain't got an airing cupboard. Yeah, I've got a heated propagator that I used.
Yeah,
so they've got bottom heat, but mine don't seem to. They've just seemed to have germinated and then stopped.
but the first ones didn't. Can you remember I usually say, "Oh, because I've got fluorescent lights in there, the heat from the lights." But that just, I think, because when I was sowing things, it was really cold outside, and it was just not getting up hot enough. So as soon as I got those mats, and with them, I can whack them up. I think there was about 24 with them loofahs.
Yeah.
Perfect, absolutely perfect. But the other ones didn't come through. They must have rotted in there or something. Yeah, so that's my first show and tell.
Brilliant.
And that's why I keep laughing at other people's loofahs because Kim put her loofahs on the other day, and I went,
So some of those are for Kim as well, then.
no,
If you're looking at her.
no. So that's the first time I've gone for decent loofahs. So hopefully they'll keep going this year, and we'll actually get a bloomin' loofah.
So the only way that I can possibly trump that is to do this. This is kind of my trump card, really. So that's my signed copy of Adam Frost's book.
Lovely. Did you have a good time?
Yeah, it's brilliant. Really good. Nice to hear some more about Adam's life and his story and see some more of his garden, because the first half he talked about his life, and then the second half of the show he did like a talk around his new garden.
Yeah.
With pictures, and he says he uses which I found really interesting, is he uses music when he's designing. So he'll think of a song and then design with that song, and he'll almost play that song on repeat.
Oh.
And it gives it. As you were saying, that for like certain clients that he's working for, he'll have an album in mind or a playlist, and that's how he designs their garden, because he's really into his music as well as gardening.
Oh my god! I never ever thought of that, designing a garden around music.
So each part of his garden, so he starts at the front gate. So as he walks through the front gate, he has a song in mind, and the first song that he played was "It's a Wonderful World" by it's gone out of my head. "Wonderful World" by Louis Armstrong. So I'm sure everybody knows that song.
It's brilliant, isn't it?
Yeah.
I really like Adam Frost. I prefer him to Monty any day.
Well, to be
Monty's
honest,
alright.
he's always been my favourite, but I mean, you know, my respect for him has gone up like another tenfold after that, because like all the mental health stuff that he was talking about, and just the fact that he was so reluctant to get into TV. Like, he really didn't pursue it. He sort of fell into it, and then I think it was Nick Knowles he's friends with Nick Knowles, and Nick Knowles says, "Oh, we'll record this and send it off and see where it goes." And then that led to one thing after another, and he ended up on Gardener's World.
Brilliant, isn't it?
So it's a really good story, and he had a really rough childhood and everything. So he's not had it easy. Just a regular bloke.
I've heard some different podcasts, and he said some bits about it, about his childhood and how he got into it and things, and so I think it'll be really good. He's on in Norwich on the 1st of April, so I might see if I can. Hold on. The 1st of April is a bloody Tuesday.
That's quite soon as well, isn't it? It's only
2 weeks today.
You'll have to go to the King's Lynn one.
That's in September.
We've already got a guest for the 1st of April. You can't clear off.
I was going to invite Joe. I said me and Joe could go out on a date, see Adam Frost. Sorry, Joe.
Joe, you go without Jamie and tell him how good it is.
Mark's just scuppered that.
Unless somebody wants to take over so that Jamie can go to see Adam Frost.
Jenny's going to see him on Thursday if she can. Where's that, Jenny? He's all over the country, isn't he?
Yeah.
We'll have to see if he's doing a... How many cups of tea are you actually drinking?
Lots.
You've been needing a wee in a minute.
Right, I'll just disappear off out there. It's the advantage of being a male and having a garden.
It is, yeah, definitely. Right, my next one, I'm going to... Oh, in Corby. I ain't going to Corby. That's too far. I'm saying that, it's probably only about an hour.
I could go and tell you. I was on the same wavelength as you there, Joe. Read your mind.
Right, this
it's not
one.
That big a teapot.
It's
a small teapot.
I haven't even got a teapot, I don't think.
Oh, it's a green bag.
Next show and tell. Come on, let's have some guesses. What's in here?
Hold it up a bit higher. I need to see the weight of the bottom. You put a light behind it. That looks like it's
Hold on.
got water in it.
That water, look.
Okay. Give it
Come
a
on,
squeeze.
guess.
Give it a squeeze. Some kind of clothing?
No.
Horty wool.
No.
Does it smell?
Yeah.
So just as we are a podcast, I should probably describe that Jamie's holding up a green bag and I'm
A
trying to
green
guess what's inside of it.
green carrier bag. Oh, it's quite clear,
Potatoes.
actually. Potatoes?
Don't know.
It
Wool
is.
pot. So wild garlic.
Wild garlic. I found some. I found some.
You sure it's not
Very.
lords and ladies?
It's not what?
You sure it's not lords and ladies?
Nope.
It's going to be dead before the end of the podcast.
It's really weird. You know, I've been looking for it for weeks, years.
Yeah.
Yes, wild garlic. And everywhere around here, you know, quite local to me, is very sandy with lots of pine trees everywhere.
Which
And
you
it just
won't like.
doesn't grow in it. Doesn't grow in it at all. It likes it a bit wet, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And not sandy. And all of a sudden, the other day, I woke up and went, onion corner. Onion corner is it's in a village called Castle Rising, which is back close to King's Lynn, where we used to ride our bicycles round this little track and over the river. But it's called Onion Corner because it stinks of garlic. And it just clicked to me and went, Onion Corner. Oh my God, I've been trying to find this for years and I've known where it is since I was a kid.
So it should actually be called wild garlic
It
corner
should
rather
be,
than onion corner.
yeah, but people obviously didn't realise.
Didn't
So we went
identify the right one.
we took the dogs for a walk down there on Sunday and I hopped over the little dead hedge and grabbed a carry bag full.
Are the police going to come and find you now?
Possibly, but there was absolutely loads. It's so abundant, it's ridiculous.
What's
Really,
the wild garlic equivalent of scrumping? Because that's what you've just done.
it is. Yeah, I don't know. Jenny Wren's been to Castle Rising. You've been to the castle, yeah. Well, so if you imagine where that castle is, Jenny, it's just round the corner from where the castle is. Literally, go past the pub. What's the pub called? Black Horse. Down the road, round the corner, it's there, and it goes for about quarter of a mile, and it's all boggy and wet. It's brilliant, absolutely brilliant. So I am now set for wild garlic, even though I'm still having what you've got me because I want to plant some.
Yeah.
So I've got it here. Yeah. So I'm going to
pesto.
start pesto and wild garlic and chili oil because I've got a big pot full of dry chilies from last year.
Yeah.
And I keep thinking, what can I do with them? What not do what just do the normal. So I'm going to do some wild garlic and chili oil. Let's have a look early for some recipes. Wild garlic hummus, wild garlic scones. Somebody told me yesterday. I suppose anything you need garlic or onion in, you can just put that in.
Make some butter up.
Yeah.
Give some butter churning a go. Unlike our previous guest Thomas that tried to do that the other day and failed, made whipped cream.
But obviously, have you not seen his other one?
No.
His next. If you look at his next reel,
He'd
literally, He'd done it with his fingers in 3 minutes. He got his double cream in a bowl and just mixed like that for 3 minutes. It's a complete time lapse film, and he got it out in the end, and it was
Squeezed it.
proper butter. Better than any churner or shaking it. You remember when me and Steph done it, and she was shaking it, and I was mixing it. It took absolutely ages, and he done it with his fingers.
I think that's what actually knackered your heart up, doing that butter.
Jenny Renner, we love visiting Norfolk. Heacham is our favourite place. Oh my God, Heacham's just round the corner.
Jenny's further down. She's like Rutland, so she's closer to you than what I am.
Oh, Rutland's not that far.
Yeah, so she's just a bit.
Gorgeous little cafe Hunstanton visited us. Sea Henge in Kingsland Mews. Oh yeah. Yes, Joe, he did, didn't he? He done a little clip and then actually showed the whole thing of him just mixing it with his fingers. Unbelievable.
I'll have to go and have a look.
I
saw the first attempt and it made me laugh.
He done it the same because I messaged him and said I've done it before, but
Yeah.
I did it with my churn, but I put double the amount of cream in it,
Right.
so it doesn't stick to the side. It keeps in the middle.
Yeah.
And then he done it with his fingers. I couldn't believe it. Quicker than with a whisk, I think. Cockle picking in Heacham. Bloody hell. Joe's been at Heacham as well. Everyone's coming around my way. Now, that's my second show and tell. What you got, Mark?
Dash?
You showing Dash off? Is he all clean after pressure washing him?
Aye, that's what it is.
Yes, Jenny, definitely. We have to arrange that. Be brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
Sounds like
Books have you got them?
I'll go for this that I got sent from the lovely Becky Searle.
Oh, yeah.
This awesome new box out that is a seed saving kit. So if you're thinking about trying to save some of your own seeds rather than having to buy all of your own seeds, it's got a flowers section and then a vegetable section, and they're just cards. So you can grab a card of something that you're thinking about saving the seed of, and it's got a lovely picture on one side, and then on the other side everything that you need to know about saving the seed from it.
Oh, wow.
Which is really handy. And not only that, you get some envelopes as well. So everything that you need
To save a
sowing
seed.
a really good idea, because I was genuinely thinking about starting to save some of my own seeds a bit more, because I do a few bits, but I'd quite like to start doing it with a veg as well. So I do a lot of perennials and stuff like that I've got growing at work, and I bring the seed home. But, yeah, there's not a lot of vegetables that I do before. But yeah, we're going to have Becky on the podcast in a few weeks' time, so she'll be able to talk even more about it. And she's also got a book out as well.
Yeah, I saw that.
So she's been a very busy girl.
The other day.
Yeah.
Talking about saving seeds, because I didn't go in my plot for a while, there were parsnips left all the way over the winter, and I could see over that they'd all died off, but they're all sprouting again.
Yeah.
So they're going to bolt and give me seeds this year.
Yeah, they're such stunning plants as well, because I did that at work one year, and they're really pretty. So if you save that seed and sow it, your germination rate will be amazing, because the fresher the seed of parsnip, the better the germination rate is.
Yeah. So I'm going to leave them. I think there's about 10 in there. I'm going to leave them and let them do the business and see what comes of it.
So the other thing you can do as well, if you did want to do that and you pulled up all your parsnips, or you've still got one, but you can plant a parsnip. So if you've got a parsnip from a supermarket or something, shove it around, it will grow.
That's crazy, isn't it?
Because it is
Absolutely
basically
crazy.
a root. So all the energy it needs is in that. So if it gets the growing conditions, you'll then get a plant. I've seen somebody do that as a meadow. They just go and plant carrots and parsnips and that
Wow.
sort of root vegetable, and then let it do the flowers and have almost like a vegetable meadow.
Yeah.
Which I
Because
thought
they're
was
really
cool.
tall, aren't they? They'll be up there 5 or 6 foot, wouldn't they?
Oh, easily.
Yeah.
If not more. I think the ones at work were nearly 6.
Oh yeah, I might have a go at that. Just buy
Do it in your.
some.
You could do it at your front, but you could just buy one of them bulk bags of veg, couldn't you? You know that they do at the supermarkets for like 30p at Christmas,
Yeah.
and just shove them in.
Just shove them in, see what happens.
Or go to a farm shop, get some, and then they'd be less likely to be.
Be good. What else? What else? Because what they're in the umbel family, aren't they? Is it the umbel?
Yeah, they've all got umbel flowers.
Yeah. Wonder what else would do that.
So we today have been moving bronze fennel from one of the beds into another bed.
Lovely.
The smell was amazing.
Yeah.
Like that aniseedy waftiness.
Love fennel.
And to be honest,
Love fennel.
I didn't know that you could eat bronze fennel. I thought it was an ornamental form of the fennel that you'd grow in the veg garden, but apparently you can eat all of it the same as what you can, the vegetable fennels. So
the bulb, isn't there? You must get the bulb for the fronds and things to grow.
You don't get the bulb the same, because I think it's Florence fennel, isn't it, that you get the bulb of. So bronze fennel has like a almost parsnip-like tuber, and then it has leaves. So the leaves are like higher up the stem.
Yeah.
So it's almost like a bamboo, and then you get the leaves like you would on the bulb type thing of a Florence fennel. Yeah. So you can use the leaves of bronze fennel. And then if you leave it,
but the leaves that they're herbs, aren't they? Use them as herbs.
Yeah. So you can put them in as anything.
Yeah.
And then the seed at the end of the year, you can use the seed for
seed as well. And I tell you what is really popular and fashionable in posh restaurants now: fennel pollen.
How?
Well, when it's flowering, they go and
just knock it off.
Knock it off into envelopes, or whatever.
Very posh. Just stick your finger.
Just use it there and then. I don't know what they do with it. They must sprinkle it on something. But I know it's very fashionable in posh restaurants.
There you go.
Great foliage for flowers. What flower arranging? Yeah, I suppose it would be. It's all ferny and sprongy.
Great for winter as well, because the stems stay there all winter. And some of the stems today, of the ones we were digging up, once we cut them down, some of the stems were like zigzags. They were just like lightning bolts. So wonky. They're brilliant. So
brilliant.
That was another fun job this afternoon.
Tell you what, I was really pleased with that Alstroemeria got for Teresa for Valentine's flowers from
amazing
from
4
Ben.
weeks, and they still weren't awful.
No, they still. I could have picked a few out, and they would still looked all right, but they were starting to drop. But that's nearly 5. That had been 5 weeks on Friday. Unbelievable. That's so good. I don't know. I'm never going to go buy roses in February or anything like that anymore. They use it like bee pollen. Yeah.
Sprinkle it on top like icing sugar then.
Yeah, must do. Yeah, they're brilliant. So get some Alstroemeria. Easy to grow as well, aren't they?
Well, they're perennial. So once you've got Alstroemeria, then you've got. I mean, they've started to do more varieties that you can plant in the garden, because they do tolerate lower temperatures, even though they look quite exotic.
Yeah.
But obviously, the way Ben grows them, I don't think he has a massive amount of heat in his greenhouse. I think he just has to keep it frost free, doesn't he?
Yeah,
so
you don't.
It's not like 20 odd degrees in his greenhouse.
No.
it looked zero.
Yeah,
So yeah,
amazing. I was really chuffed for that. Really chuffed for them.
very, very sustainable and supporting British flowers.
Yeah, and they're beautiful as well.
Yeah, they are.
Really, really nice.
Well, they just look exotic, don't they? They don't look like they'd be grown in the UK. They're
No,
the sort of flowers that you see and just think, well, they've come from South Africa.
they were fantastic to see, weren't they?
Yeah,
I like Ben. I really like Ben. He's all over the bloody country pushing his British flower rocks out all the time, isn't he?
yeah.
All
Yeah, so
the
Jo
time.
said that she's got alstroemeria in the garden and in pots, and they live outdoors. So there you go.
Must
I think
gonna get some.
Chris planted some in the garden at work last year, but I think the slugs or something chomped it.
Yeah.
So whether or not that comes back up, I'll have to see. But it was only one plant, so
They pull them, don't they? They must be on tubers or not tubers, rhizomes, are they? Because he pulls them out. They don't cut them. They pull them.
yeah, they must be on a rhizome or something like that, wouldn't it?
Yeah, like you do with
Tulips.
no rhubarb.
See, I learned something else this week as well about rhubarb. So there's rhubarb that you obviously grow in your veg garden, but there's also a rhubarb that I've known about because we've got it at work, which is an ornamental rhubarb, and it's called ornamental rhubarb. That's the common name. But apparently you can eat it. I always assumed that because it was an ornamental rhubarb, you shouldn't eat it. But I heard somebody talking on a podcast. It might have been Gardener's Question Time. I think it was.
Oh, you started watching it now, listening now, have you?
Yeah, now we've had Andy Wilson on. Yeah, what's his name? Oh, I can't remember the name of the guy. Oh, is it James? James Wan?
Yeah.
Yeah, so he was saying that he has that and it tastes better than normal rhubarb.
Oh,
I was like, oh, okay, I'll have to try that.
seeing lots of people have been forcing it, but
Mine's getting quite big already.
once you've forced it, that's it for the year, isn't it? Once you've picked them ones, you can't keep picking it because you'll just kill it.
No, you need a few clumps really, and then you could, if
Yeah.
you've got 3 clumps, you can force one and then use your other 2,
Yeah.
and then next year force another one, and then use your other 2.
Mm.
But if you've got one, then yeah, forcing it, you lose your harvest for the rest of the year really,
Yeah.
unless you don't pick too much. But yeah, so
So-
one of those things you don't want to exhaust the root on.
Ben's going to the Rutland show. Oh, Rutland! I might go there. When's that, Jenny? Gardener's
But no, it's
Question Time with the roses that don't live long time. Do you
yeah. So what Joe's
trust-
talking about is another. It was a different. I don't know whether it was the same episode, but they were talking about roses, and one of the people on there asked about a rose that she'd planted 5 years ago, and she didn't want it in the position it was, and they advised her to go and buy another one.
Yeah.
So I was like, "Are you getting paid by David Austin to advise you just go and buy another one?" Right? Because they were saying that roses only live for 15 years, and I'm thinking, I'm pretty sure they live longer than 15 years. You've got all these old stately homes that have had roses for God knows how
We've had
long.
rose gardens for hundreds of years. Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I assume whoever gave the advice was being paid by David Austin or Peter Beard, or the rose growers are available.
James Wong James Wong's brilliant, and I was listening yesterday to one where, because he does a lot of terrariums and things, doesn't he? And he was talking about terrariums. They sound really interesting.
Well, I think he lives in a flat, doesn't he? So I don't think he's actually got a
No.
garden.
He's got a lot of houseplants though,
Yeah.
hundreds and hundreds. I think 500 was it? I remember him saying once.
Yeah, he's got like ponds and all sorts in his house, hasn't he? Like little fish tanks with plants growing in it. And all sorts.
Yeah. Nat said she's put new crowns in. This is year 3. Yeah, so I put mine in last year, but mine wasn't a new crown. I bought mine off Facebook Marketplace and went and the bloke dug it up for me out of his garden. It was a big
That's
one. So
mature. Yeah.
big mature one.
Not too
So I
bad.
put that in. I didn't touch it last year at all, but this year I'm going to have some off it. But yeah, I suppose if you get a new one from the garden centre, which has just maybe been grown from seed,
Yeah.
that year you have to let it strengthen up, don't you?
Yeah, so I bought I can't remember what variety it was last year, but it came as a bare root and it was literally like a weird little lump about that big.
Yeah. Oh, did you see that? Thanks, Mark.
I'll do thumbs up as well. Hey.
Three different
So yeah,
varieties. No. Nat's not going to force hers for a while. Just let it get a bit bigger for a couple of years.
yeah, it's like asparagus, isn't it? You need the energy in the roots before you start pulling the leaves off, because otherwise the roots don't have the strength to support the growth.
The Rutland show is in mid-August. Keep an eye out for that then. That's not that far. I think did we say we were about the same distance away from there, Mark?
Yeah.
Because
it's sort of in the middle, isn't it? It's probably
that's where Matthew Wilson is, isn't it?
Yeah. It's about 45 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Give or take.
I don't think it's not that bad from us.
Yeah, so I think I'll probably go to that.
Yeah,
Jenny's been
going to have a look at that.
Telling me a lot about that. It sounds like a nice little show.
Mm.
And maybe we'll bump Matthew Wilson.
Told you about a neighbours one. That's neighbours. You might have said, but I can't remember that. Sorry.
Nat's neighbour said that. I think Nat said a neighbour had one that was 50 years old. A rose.
Rose. Oh, we're back on roses. Oh, yeah, exactly.
So
it's a bit weird, isn't it?
Like I say, I think they were just being paid by David Austin. It's the only explanation.
Yeah.
I need a wood burner in the shed. It's not very warm.
Is it not?
Especially not the door open for the dog to come in and out.
Yeah, keep the door open.
Good evening, Organic Paddy Fjord.
Evening. Right, so let me show you my next little thing. It's not a plant, but it's something, my favourite tool for the garden, using the garden. Any guesses? Oh, Kim's here. Kim's here. I'll have to show Kim something in a minute.
Is it Hori Hori? That's what most people go with.
No, I have got Hori Hori. I like my Hori Hori, but I love this. This is better. And
is it a heart-shaped spade?
What the?
Have you seen mine?
I did, yeah. I saw it earlier. So the real name for it is a Dutch trowel.
Dutch trowel.
And I love it because it's long-handled.
Yeah.
And you can get some. I prefer this than my Hori Hori. I use my Hori Hori lots, but this is a proper.
Yeah.
You know, for
in
doing
the veg
anything
garden,
decent.
These are brilliant in the veg garden. When you're planting out pots,
Awesome.
you just go.
Yeah, one little pull because you've got so much leverage. It's absolutely brilliant.
So I was telling Chloe and Debbie about this today. So mine was designed by me and made by a company called Eco Tool Company, I think.
Oh, wow.
They're on Instagram. So this is made out of an old saw blade, like a big industrial saw. So they make stuff out of old stuff. And I wanted one for years and couldn't find any anywhere that were cheap because they weren't really making them anywhere. But now they're everywhere. But yeah, I got this one built a few years ago.
Lovely. Yeah, I love mine. Mine's from fantastic man Dan Cooper Gardening. I get all my tools from him. He's brilliant. Go and have a look on his website. Does everything. It's really good. And he's only small. He's only little.
Because they used to be like the one that Monty uses on Gardener's World was like £85 or something. And I was like, I'm not paying £5 for it. Yeah. You know, my fancy Milwaukee golden spade wasn't £85.
No, exactly.
And that was a lot of money.
But if they were old saw blades, my neighbour owned sharpening company could have who'd have old blades all the time. There you go. Him likes a bit of reclamation. My Dutch trowel is from Spear and Jackson. Mine's brilliant. Mine's from Dan Cooper. What?
Yeah.
Right, now Kim's here. I've got to just bring back my first show and tell.
First show and tell. Oh, leafers.
Oh, you give it away now.
Oh, sorry.
This is just for you now, Kim, because everybody else has seen them. Dun, dun, dun. Look at them puppies.
She's gone.
She fucked off.
She dropped out just because you put them on the screen. It's like you with the Newcastle scarf.
She ain't gone, is she?
No, she is.
Oh, there she is.
She is.
Oh, look, there's some more.
You can go off, people.
They got look at the true leaf on there. Look at that.
I thought they were squashed, to be honest.
Look at
The
that.
size of them.
Look at that. They probably will be. I'll keep letting them go and then I'll get some pumpkins on them.
They're actually tromboncinos.
Yeah. No, but I'm really pleased with them. And I did say a couple of weeks ago on here that mine are doing really well, and nobody believed me. You can go off, people. Thanks, Kim.
Yeah, I can go off people as well.
If you're interested get into the precise source. Brilliant. Yeah. If so, take a screenshot of that and then you can go and see them people. Just while Kim's here, has anybody seen what she's been up to?
Does Joe support Liverpool as well? Is it just something about people from Norfolk?
Don't mention Newcastle or PSG. Maybe. That's probably because our local team's shit.
Who is your local team? Norwich,
Yeah.
I guess.
That's more local to Joe than it is me.
Yeah.
He's just around the corner. But yeah, Kim's been...
Will's a Liverpool fan as well. Sorry, Will.
Kim's been writing in Amateur Garden magazine.
Ooh.
It's out today.
That's
Talking about dahlias, so go and get that. My dad used to support Wolves. The Wolves are my second team. Sight is the word, Jamie. How dare you? Yeah. So go and get Organic Garden magazine. If not organic, Amateur Garden magazine. Delia doesn't own it anymore. She sold it. She sold up.
Where are you? Or is it Let's Be Having You? Dahlia Smith.
Dahlia Smith. Been Liverpool fan for 45 years. I've been a Liverpool fan for as long as I can remember, and I really don't know why. I haven't got a clue. Obviously, when I was 10 or something, I just must have got a hold of it, and that's it. I haven't got a clue why.
Was it when they were winning the European Cups every year?
Oh, it would have been back then when it was Ian Rush and Bruce Grobbelaar and everybody. That is the era.
Bruce Grobbelaar, there's a name.
God, awesome. Absolutely awesome.
I saw Bruce Grobbelaar playing when he signed for Lincoln. I think he played about 3 games for Lincoln, and he was about 50, I think. I think he retired after that.
Yeah, I see. Me and Joe. I told you we should have gone to see Adam Frost on a date, Joe. We'd have loads to talk about. But we can't because it's Tuesday.
No. Sorry,
I got one more little thing to show you. I love this. I got this for Christmas, but I was told the other day I shouldn't have it, and I don't agree.
Why shouldn't you have it?
So I shouldn't have it because apparently it's illegal. But
is this your knife thing.
Then why can people buy it? Why can people buy that, get my initials printed on it,
Yeah.
and it's illegal? Apparently, because this little collar here twists
Locks it.
and that locks the blade up.
Is it just illegal to carry? Maybe you can own it but not have it on your person,
Oh, what's the point of having it then?
as in out in public.
Well, to be honest, it's in my pocket all the time. But like somebody said to me in the pub, if you're walking down the road with two Labradors, or you're in your garden or with your wellies on and things like that, they can see it's different than if you walk in a nightclub in the middle of town, that kind of thing. They must take into account that it's used for gardening, surely.
You'd have thought so. But I mean, how's that any different to that?
Can't see it. Yeah, that's even worse.
I mean, that's got a serrated edge along
Yeah,
it. Like you could do
saw
somebody some
people.
serious damage with a hori hori. Probably more damage than you could do with that.
I mean, this is razor sharp, absolutely like a razor. I could have a shave with that. I think there'll be a crackdown online knife sale soon. Yeah. Jamie's right. It's about having them in your person. But I don't know. But I've got standing knives that have locking blades.
Oh, exactly. And like pen knives and stuff like that.
Yeah. And that said, it's about carrying it with intent. Exactly. It's like I said, if you're walking around with your wellies on and you walk into your allotment with your spade and everything else, they can tell you're gardening. Or if you're walking uptown on a Saturday night with it in your back pocket, that's a bit different, isn't it?
Well, and also, I mean, a pair of secateurs.
Oh my God.
You could do somebody plenty of damage with a pair of
you can.
secateurs as well if you wanted to.
Kim's son nearly nicked her for having a hori knife.
What? Your own mum?
Is it different for a standing knife? Exactly. My van is full of things that can be used as weapons.
I mean, bloody hell, an axe, if we're talking about weapons. A gardener's sheds are full of weapons. I mean, that blooming thing that I found in these sheds, that'd do somebody some damage, wouldn't it?
Exactly, yeah. It looks like an ice pick. Anything can be a weapon.
Right, what the hell is that? Does anyone know what that toy is called?
We see because you're a bit blurry, to be honest.
It's got a claw hammer on one side, and it's like a pickaxe on that side, and then it's like a hammer on that side.
Wow, so that's a claw for pulling out nails, isn't it?
Yeah, but yeah, I found this in the sheds when I moved in, and I've never known what it is. I don't think I've ever seen one anywhere. But
Organic Paddy just said
for slate tile.
Let's hope the degenerates don't start making wellies trendy. That might be a roofing hammer, actually, because they chip away at the slates, don't they?
Yeah, maybe.
True story. I gave him a lift. I can remember you telling me about that. Yes, you won it off me, Kim, didn't you? Won it on my competition.
Or hori hori.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, hori horis, they're dangerous.
What's a matlock? Is that a type of knife? It's like a mini matlock.
Mattock, mini mattock. So mattock's like a pickaxe, but it has a wider blade on one side.
Oh, so it goes like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
So you can always dig with it. I don't think I've got one. Definitely not got one in here.
Swiss Army knives. Swiss Army knives. What's the difference? Because you can't lock the blades out.
But you can lock the blade out, because once it's folded out, it's locked in place. It's not like it's going to ping back in if you let go of it.
Yeah. Strange, isn't it? But yeah, I love that. That sits in my pocket. French. Apparently, you can get them in lots of different sizes, right down to little tiddly teeny ones to bigger than that.
Well, what about whittling? Because I've got whittling knives. Surely they're a weapon. You know,
Anything is.
anything sharp could be
I
considered
think
a weapon.
up there a little bit. I think it was Nat said something about kitchen knives. They're banning but not buying kitchen knives off the internet. But anybody lives in a house can go and get any knife they want and walk around the streets with it.
I mean, they were talking about taking the points off the end of knives as well. I heard somebody say,
Oh my
like the
God.
big kitchen knife shouldn't have a point on the end.
What they need to do is give you the knives and forks like you have when you go through security check at the airport. They're about that big. You can't even cut off any of the bendy things.
Yeah, screwdriver is dangerous.
Yeah.
I mean, a garden fork, anything could be. I guess it's London, isn't it? More than anything.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just, you know, nobody wants knife crime, and it's, you know,
It's getting worse. Absolutely getting worse. A sharpened stick. Yes, Kim, of course it is. Anything. Any single thing there. I'm sitting here and Teresa's office desk's over there. So many things. Pens, pencils. But it's just the crazy people who pick them up and use them.
It's let's solve a problem by doing something that's not actually going to solve the problem.
Yeah.
Like let's deal with the problem rather than, you know, trying to solve it by doing something that won't solve it. Like, why are these people, you know, getting into gangs in the first place?
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Absolutely crazy. Joe said, "Have we got any more show and tells?" I'm out. You must have loads in your little potting shed, Mark. What you got?
The only other thing that I've got in my book pile is 2 books by a lady called Mary Reynolds, which I bought last week, and these were recommended to me by, ready for a name drop, Charles Dowding.
Ooh.
So me and Charles were talking about ornamental gardening after our podcast with him a few weeks ago, and I was telling him my vision for the garden at work and you know, where I was heading with that, and he said, you really need to have a look for Mary Reynolds on Instagram.
Oh,
So I
brilliant.
had a look her up and saw that she does. She's got a couple of books out, and her more recent one is called We Are the Ark, and it's all about giving up 50% of your garden to nature.
Wow.
So, and the other 50% grow as much of your own food as possible. So it's not just about nature, it's about trying to add as many native plants to where you are as well into that space. So the idea that I was thinking was the fact that the woodland at work, which is 5 acres, the garden's 7 acres, so those 5 acres, which are going to blend into the garden anyway, if I only put native species in there, if I add any more plants, that then would be classed as her ark. And she's trying to get as many people to build these arks all over the country, and then they sort of create a patchwork quilt of native. And she's actually from Ireland, so it's, you know, it's based more around her, what she sees in Ireland, because I think Ireland might be even worse in terms of native woodlands and stuff than what the UK is.
Right.
They're trying to restore as much and give as much back to nature as possible.
Because there's a massive amount of plants that we all put in our gardens are not native at all.
No, and it's not the worst thing, but native is better because that's what should be here. But unfortunately, with the way the climate is, there's insects and stuff like that shouldn't be here anyway. So, you know, some of the native species probably won't support some of the insect life that's around now. So I'm not going to be probably sticking to it 100%, but it's definitely something. It's definitely given me some good ideas.
Why do you think we have got so many non-native plants and flowers then? Because the flowers are prettier? Because face it, when we go to buy plants and things for our gardens, 9 times out of 10 it's because it's pretty. Flowers are pretty, and
Well, you get
they're
more
all from
variety.
bloody Mexico or wherever, aren't they? Hot places.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not that far into the book, to be honest, so I don't know how whether it's literally like specific plants that are native, or whether it's like a family of plants. So I'll see as I get through. But I think there's probably more native things than what you think there are, but we've just sort of forgotten. But yeah, the woodland at work is all the trees are native to the UK. So even
Yeah.
without putting any extra plants in there, that is 5 acres of native woodland. So it's already there.
There must be a book or list somewhere of all the native UK. Of course there is. It'd be on the internet instantly. But it would be good to look to see, what native plants for flowers in the garden, what we could actually have instead of everything. Just about near enough everything I put in there says it's from Mexico or somewhere hot.
Well, the other thing as well is a lot of the plants that you buy from a garden centre aren't even plants that were originally around, because they've all been bred. So, like the foxgloves probably aren't what foxgloves used to look like, because they're bred. And roses are the same. The wild roses that you get in a hedgerow are what roses used to look like, and then they've bred
Yeah.
the multiple petaled things that the insects can't actually get to the polleny parts of them.
Yeah. But the original ones are just like the natural ones, just with a few petals on the outside, and just so you can get straight to them.
Yeah.
Oh, look at these.
Yeah, dog roses are good. So they're a native
Roses. That's
species.
what I was thinking about. Yeah.
But I mean, stuff like wood anemone, that's a native species, and it's a lovely plant. I've got that at work already.
Yeah.
And bluebells, another native. So it doesn't mean because you've got a native woodland and there's no plants from elsewhere that it's going to be any less beautiful. And the other thing she's saying in the book is that most people that are living now don't actually realise what a native woodland looks like, because most of the woodlands we know have been planted for wood.
Yeah.
So they don't actually have all the species in there that there should be, because there should be all the different layers.
Because they're not
As you
ancient.
get, yeah, there's an ancient forest. You'd have all sorts of layers. I got my phone with wire.
Nearly flat.
Yeah.
Joe's got loads of dog roses. Spanish bluebells are taken over, Sissy. Yeah, they're everywhere now. We've got to be really careful. Really careful.
I'm going to go get a phone charger. Speak amongst yourselves.
well, this is good. Talk to myself. Put some comments in. Violence. Wow. What can I talk about on my own? I ain't done nothing in my garden. I ain't bought no plants. I bought no dahlias. Bought nothing. Marc's gone completely. Is he now about to kick me out? My plant of the day. Oh my god. I don't really know. What is a decent plant of the day? Just trying to think what's in my garden. There ain't a bloody great deal. Favourite vegetable to grow is my tomatoes and squashes. I haven't chosen yet, Joe, my squashes. Definitely going to do Crown Prince. Definitely going to do the peanut squash, which I can't say the French name because I can't pronounce it. Tromboncinos again. Little, oh my God, what's the little orange ones called? Best little ones. Oh, about that big. Orange. Come on. Can't remember those ones. Somebody remember that. I saw a pink crown print. I think it's a pink one. I want to get some of that. Munchkins. Exactly little. Ukichuri, that's it. Now you got it. Uchiki curry, that's the ones. I love them. They're absolutely lovely. Taste the best. Oh, did you? Thank you, Kim. Plant of the day. Hyacinths. My hyacinths have started coming out. I do love a hyacinth. They smell really nice, don't they? Some people think they smell too strong, but I like them. I had some in the house last year, and I can cope with it. A lot of people can't cope with the smell. Who's back?
Back. I've got power.
You were gone completely for a minute.
It's because it had come up saying low power mode, so
Right.
I had to press play again.
Strawberry crown. That's it. I think yes, Jenny, you got it. It was pink, but it looked exactly like the Crown Prince. Oh, I'm going to get them as well then. Definitely.
We're talking about favourite squash.
Squashes and favourite plants. I struggle with normal plants, to be honest, because I'm not very planty. I'm getting there, slowly getting planty.
I don't think I've got enough squash seeds this year. When I was organising all my squash,
I haven't got many. I've got to do an order.
So I've got pink pumpkin. I've only got 2 seeds.
Show me that. Is there a picture on it?
No, it's just plastic. It's one that almost looks like a Cinderella type pumpkin, but it's got a slightly pink tinge to it.
Yeah.
I've got loofahs, baby boo, which are the tiny little white ones.
Yeah.
I've got warty mixed, which were really good last year. They're just random sizes and shapes. Jack Be Little, which is the small orange ones.
Yeah.
And then some seeds saved from my massive pumpkin that I grew one year. And other than that, that's it. That's not enough squash.
No. I'm gonna definitely do a squash order. You have to grow it up, Nat. Grow them up vertically. Get them up. They love it. They absolutely love going over my arch.
So one of my team gave me good advice today about how they grow in their veg garden, because I was talking about getting the mesh reinforcement stuff to make an archway like you did.
Yeah.
And she just said, why don't you use stock fencing? I was like, that's a good idea, because that's what she's used. So like you get in the horse field, the squares,
yeah,
she's used that, just put 4 poles in and then bent it over the top to create an arch. And it's cheaper.
Quite flimsy.
Although, yeah, but she said it was really strong last year, like it didn't bend or anything.
Yeah.
But I've also got the archway in place anyway, because I built it out of this branches, so I could just put that over the top of that.
Just to give it some structure to hold on to.
And so that the pumpkins and stuff can grab onto it.
Nat tried it last year. What, do the archway? Oh, bloody hell. I might love it. That's focal point of my allotment when that's all in, with the fruits hanging everywhere. Absolutely amazing. Big fence works well. You're not the first to say that, Jamie. What?
That's Debbie. That's who
What?
gave me the advice on the stock fencing.
Oh, what? So it'd be
I
2
think her
weeks.
dad said it would be too weak, and it was fine.
Oh. Well, I know how we've got stock fencing all around our horse field. I know how bloody flimsy that is. I've tried to put it up, and it bends and wobbles all over the place.
Getting on board.
That's the one I was on about. Detemps.
What?
Oh no, that's a different one. It's still detemps at the beginning, but it's the peanut one with all the knobbles on. I can't remember.
That's what else I want to grow this year. Bottle gourd.
Oh yes, yeah, birdhouse ones.
Yeah, I think my final member of the team, who's currently in Vietnam, is going to bring me back some seed from those because she sent me a picture of her stood next to this amazing gazebo with them all hanging down in Vietnam.
Oh wow!
So that should be some good seeds.
Have a look at my
Have a look.
profile. There's a photo. I will do. I will. Soon as you go off. Now I know who you are. I will go and have a look. Definitely will. So, what's on the agenda for this week coming?
Every day we get so much done. It's all about cutting down at the moment. Cutting down, weeding, dividing perennials. Now I've got time to do it. It's lovely to get a bed like, where the perennials would get in the donut shapes because the middles had died out, to dig them up and chop them up, stick them back in. Because usually I'd chop everything down, give it a quick weed, and then I'd be on to the next thing, knowing that if I didn't get onto the next thing, it's not going to get done. But then, the two bits that we've done in the last 2 days, that would have taken me a week.
Yeah.
Whereas with a team of 3, we've done it in a day and a half and moved on to the next area already. And then earlier, I went to empty the trailer so that we could go and clear a bed that just needed raking, but it was one of the beds that were taken out. So I went to get the trailer, realised the tractor needed fuel, so I filled the tractor up with fuel, then drove the trailer into the field to empty the trailer, and then got a phone call from the gate technician because he'd been to fix the gate and wanted me to come and see him. So I had to run back from the field to see the gate technician. Did that, went back, emptied the thing, drove back up to the top where those two were to help them with that, and they'd finished it.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Slow down, Debbie. You're too efficient.
She's going to do herself out of a job.
Yeah, slow down a bit. You should be as slow as him and Chris. Didn't you see how slow they were? They
We
just
spent more time on Instagram than doing work.
drinking coffee and eating cake all the time. That's why they didn't get anything done. Yeah, that'd be good, wouldn't it? Make a big difference.
It's just such a weight off my shoulder. It really is. And just when you've got a list on the board, on your whiteboard, and every day if you're taking at least one thing off a day, it just makes all the difference. Otherwise, you're just going in every day going, oh God, look at that list. It's not getting any smaller.
He just stands there shouting orders now. Marc, that is horrendous. Never thought that of you.
Yeah.
But is there high expectations coming out from the boss now, do you think?
No, not really. I mean, to be honest, even if there were high expectations, he's there on the Monday, he comes back on the Friday, so he will be seeing, those 3 days when he's not there, the amount of work that gets done in those 3 days while he's off. There's such a difference to the garden. Like every time he comes home, he must be like, oh my God, yeah. Like, whereas when it's just me, 3 days, there's not that much gets ticked off.
But where it's just you, and you're also going to see the gate technician and going to do this thing. Yeah. So you're estate manager and head gardener.
Yeah. So half of my day today would have been not actually gardening.
Yeah.
So that's the difference. On an estate like that, although it's not a huge estate, if I'm the only person on site and somebody needs me, I'm not doing what I'm supposed to be doing. And also, as a head gardener, you're not always gardening. You've got other things to organise. You've got a tractor to get serviced. You've got other things to be doing. So if you haven't got a team of people, you're stuffed.
Mm.
I'm sure Daniel would say the same thing. You spend half of your life not actually gardening. It's all the organising and the back stuff that you don't see. So yeah, to have a team is brilliant. I'm very happy.
Well, I'm sure you'll catch up now, and then you can start getting out and doing some proper gardening again.
Yeah, we've just got about 4 years worth to catch up.
Are you doing anything with that rotten old boardwalk round the outside of the lake?
I still don't know what the plan is for that, because the plan was that we were going to rip it out and replace it with a gravel fence, but my boss has discovered a firm that do the composite robot mowers to program. So yeah, the robo mower is back out now, so that's constantly breaking and needing over. And today I've levelled out the mole hills today so that it can go back to that area as well, because the area where it usually cuts has got so many mole hills on it, it'd crash into it and get stuck over the winter. So
what do you do about your moles?
Just leave them, really, unless they go near the back lawn, and then that's more of an issue. But if it's in the top half of the garden, I'm not really bothered. They can do what they like. Yeah. Once the mower's on, the mower just keeps the mole hills under control, because it just knocks them down every day.
They just once they hear something traipsing all over it and moving around in it, they move away anyway.
Yeah, they don't like the noise.
No.
Yeah, they're more active during the winter than what they are during the summer. So, and they've got a 5-acre woodland to clear off to once everything starts waking up again. It's not like they're getting put out in the street.
No, they can go off into the woods.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Great soil from molehills. Yes, definitely. I don't know what to call him, but someone who I, first started following and enjoying watching, going to his garden, Alan Gray at East Ruston Old Vicarage. He always says about the molehills, and always said about it that he uses it to mix up with his seed compost, but he always puts it in the oven and heats it up first to kill any weed seeds.
Yeah.
So he's got an old baking tray, and he just puts it in the oven for half an hour and kills the seeds.
Yeah, that's the only problem with it. Although it is really nice fine soil, if you used it for sowing seeds, it will have weed seed in it. You do have to sterilise it.
Yeah, so he cooks it in the oven for a little while, and that's it, done.
I hope that's his own oven, because if his other half was,
he says he puts it in the bottom. He's got an Arga, I think. Put them in the bottom oven of the Arga, and that's it. And then makes his his potting up mixture with it with whatever else he puts in with it.
See, for potting stuff on, it's fine, because that's what I mean. At work, the only thing I use bought compost for is for seed sowing. Once the seed is germinated, I'll pot it into our own soil, because I know what the seedling looks like. Any other seedlings that come up, I can put them out.
Yeah.
So I really, that's why I've started using Koya, because I use so little of it. Like,
I can't get on with it.
No,
I can't get on. It just dries out so quick, I find.
It does dry quickly, but I think quite a lot of people say the top dries out quite quickly as well. But yeah, I've been getting on all right.
Yeah.
I'm usually an overwaterer, so.
I stick to a big. Oh, I am as well. They're crazy sometimes. You think, why is that growing? Keep watering it, and you pick it up. You can hardly pick it up. It's sodden.
Yeah. It is fine. I mix my Koya with either perlite or vermiculite, so that tends to help.
Yeah, I've definitely changed from vermiculite to perlite. I'm going to stick with perlite now. I prefer that than vermiculite. It's a lot
Yeah.
smaller, isn't it?
Or do you mean it the other way around? Because perlite's the white one, vermiculite's the like almost golden.
Yeah, wrong one then. Wrong way around. Yeah.
Yeah, so I've got vermiculite in mine.
Yes, that one. The one I got in my loafers here.
Yeah, like little golden little nuggets.
Nuggets. What actually is it then? Do we know?
I do know it is a natural thing, isn't it?
I don't know.
So
I haven't got a clue.
it's probably mined. Probably bad for the environment as well.
Like everything else.
Everything we do is bad.
Yeah, it's terrible. I've enjoyed our chat.
Yeah, it's been good. What's that say? I've got a huge block of it given to me. Going to have a try. Yeah, mix it with some perlite or some vermiculite would be my advice. And try
chose onto a daily cuttings already. Wow.
50% perlite, 50% silver grow. Multi-purpose. There you go. They're both forms of organic pumice.
I thought I'd heard something about volcano or something, but I weren't sure. Oh.
Jo's a font of all knowledge, isn't she? She knows it.
She does know her stuff. She's a good one.
If Jo doesn't know it, it's not worth knowing.
I think you might have missed a message from Kate up there, pumpkins, etc., saying about she might have some pumpkin seeds if you want any.
Oh, very nice.
Yes.
I'll always come pumpkin
Me too,
seeds.
Kate. Me too.
You off, Don?
Right, are we done?
Anyone that's got seeds in their greenhouse, make sure you fleece them because it's bloody freezing out there. It's very clear, so it's going to be extremely frosty tonight. It was frosty this morning, and I think it's going to be even colder tonight. So get your things fleeced if you haven't already.
I'm not even going to walk these back over tonight. I'm going to leave these in tonight and take them tomorrow.
Leave them inside, otherwise they will be no longer.
No,
looking.
definitely
Actually,
not
go put them back out there, Jamie.
No way, you. No, they're going to stay in here next to the radiator where it's nice and toasty, and I'll take them back when in the sunshine tomorrow.
Yeah. Although it's going to be cold, it's going to soon warm up, and it's going to be another glorious day tomorrow.
It'll be 20 on Thursday, didn't it say?
Craziness. If Debbie's still here, Debbie got down to a t-shirt today. That's how warm it's been at work today.
Lovely.
So maybe
very nice.
Shorts by the end of the week.
Might be second fool's spring.
Yeah, we're definitely nowhere near spring yet. We're still getting a lot of frosts.
I think we've
had so many frosts this winter.
Good.
Like, whereas last winter we had like 3.
Yeah, good.
So hopefully it's doing some good and killing off some blinking slugs.
Apparently the RHS said the other day or this morning I saw it in the news, the RHS said we're not going to have as many slugs this year because we've had a dry winter and decent frosts.
Can they guarantee that?
I don't think they can. But they did say it on national news, so...
Well, on their head be it.
Definitely.
Yep, Jenny's just thrown a blanket over her baby candelabra primulas. Well done, Jenny.
Oh, lovely. Fantastic. Yeah.
Right. Thanks everybody for joining in. And Debbie is in here. I'll see you in the morning, Debbie.
Nice to meet you, Debbie.
We'll be doing some seed sowing out of my nice box tomorrow morning if it's a bit cold.
Oh, lovely. Where would you do that? Out in the polytunnel?
Yeah, I think so.
Nice.
Hopefully it'll be warmer than it is outside with that morning sun on it.
Yes.
Right. I'll see you next week.
See you later. Good night, everybody.
Night, everybody.
See you later.
See you soon.
See you, Mark.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you for listening to Through the Garden Gate.